Let me refresh it. And we gotta share this because we are officially on our Let's Talk Mi Amor Facebook page.
No me parece.
Yes, now it does.
Ahí está.
A ver, poner cómo escucha.
No.
¿No escucha bien todavía?
No, se escucha como lejos.
Okay, let's do one more time. Disconnecting. And connecting one more time. Testing. Testing.
Okay.
Alright. Ya se escucha ahora sí. Hey guys. Muy buenas tardes a todos, noches.
Noches. Bueno, es que no, we don't know dónde estén.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're worldwide. We're people now.
Almost worldwide.
I hope everybody's okay. Everybody's doing good. It's Sunday. Kids are back to school tomorrow. So we're gonna do this, guys. Awesome. All right, guys. I'm excited. We're actually live on our Facebook page.
Somos world.
I know.
Es que hablando de eso, I was listening to así como música. Cadena puso. Y era así de Pitbull.
Wow. We are officially live on our Facebook page, babe.
I know.
Let's talk, mi amor. It's Facebook has this rule that you cannot go live on the page unless it's 60 years. It's 60 not years.
Ya estamos viejos.
60 days old. And yesterday, actually, we did our first 60 days as a podcast.
Oh, okay, so ya somos 61.
Yeah. Este viene siendo como que nuestro 8th or 9th episode.
Awesome.
Ya le estás agarrando la onda, I can see you more like...
I know. I don't care.
Más hablando, más...
I can talk.
Ya agarró confianza ya a mí. But anyways, good evening, everybody. It's another day, another episode here for Let's Talk Mi Amor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited. Have you shared the post on your program? Sure.
I have no idea. I need to accept this.
I'm not gonna share.
Ah, ¿en el live?
Yeah, like share to your profile. Because right now you're watching it, pero no lo estás compartiendo. You guys know, like, the first few minutes son como de setup y acomodarnos y todo eso.
Okay, there.
Listo, there you go.
You know, soy muy buena, you know it. I'm so sorry. I want to be in everything, but like, I forget about the sharing stuff.
Right.
¿Así?
Sí. No, es para que hables al micrófono, acuérdate.
Yeah, estuvo
Si no, Juana te va a regañar de que no escucha.
Juana.
Anyways, guys, hey, well, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much. We are live on another episode here for
Let's Talk Mi Amors.
Let's Talk Mi Amor. I like how you say it. Let's Talk Mi Amors.
Es que ¿dónde agarré esa palabra?
Mi Amors.
Ay, mi amors. No me acuerdo, but somebody used to say, you remember?
It sounds nice.
I think it was a show or something like that.
No me acuerdo. But anyways, today we're going to be talking about freeing ourselves from the burdens. Not our burdens. The burdens. Okay? Las cargas familiares. O en general, cargas que tenemos. You know, freeing ourselves from our and that's something that I really wanted to talk about because I saw it was inspired by the TikTok that I saw.
El que le dijiste.
Marco Antonio. ¿Te acuerdas de Marco Antonio Regil?
Sí.
El de...
no, pensé que ibas a decir el de...
Solís, no. Marco Regil.
No.
100 mexicanos dijeron.
El TikTok de... El fanatismo. Parece la verdad.
No, ese es Benjamín. Benjamín Zamora.
Esa es otra cosa.
Sí, no, esa es otra cosa. Pero... I was inspired by this TikTok that I saw with Marco Antonio Regil. And they were talking about like the burdens, los cargos, especialmente like when it comes with the family or our moms, todo eso, ¿verdad? Mm-hmm. And I like it that they were talking about like, for example, like now that we're older, mm-hmm. You know, we're in that age or in that stage in our lives where we, constantly talk to our parents, give them a call, see how they're doing, things like that. And that's something that you and me have talked about before. That sometimes you don't even feel like calling them because all you hear is como like negativity, you know. And they were talking about como like se convierten en cargas, like they become burdens because they every time you call they have like this like way. What is it?
Oh, it's outside.
That was like a dog crying. But he was talking about like how sometimes like when you call your mom, for example, and you call her and be like, oh, you know, um, you finally call me, or like, well, how come you don't call me? Like, okay, trying to make you feel guilty about not being in touch with them. And these like there's different types of things that happens like especially with our moms or with our parents in general that como que instead of making you feel happy about giving them a call or giving them like paying them a visit, como que they make you feel bad, like guilty about it. And he even shared like different scenarios, like for example, like if you visit them, right? And instead of going and
Apenas te dejó la vieja.
yeah, things like that, como que hasta que te dejaron, or oh look, finally that's why it's gonna rain because you showed up and finally you come, and that actually is like you are como que sowing burdens to your kids, to your family, and there's like different types of burdens that que little by little como que they become our burdens because our parents start como que put them in our lives. So that's something that I've been wanting to talk because I mean it's kind of part of like breaking the the curses, the family curses, the cycles, all of that, where you literally have to do something and end it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like, for example, cuando les hablas y nomás, es que estoy enferma de esto, o tengo esto. I know it's lie, and in a way they want to let you know. But I think there's always a moment como para ver todo eso. Pero sí constantemente como que in a way como que no se siente mal, ¿no? Porque ojalá tuviera más para darle más, ¿no? Pero tampoco es la de ahí.
But like I feel on things like that, I can kind of relate back into. There was this other lady that she was talking about like how she would always send money to her country in Honduras. It was a Hondureño, a Honduran lady, and she said that she stopped calling, she stopped sending money, she stopped like como que checking up on family members, right?
Ain't nobody check on her.
Because she noticed that every time she would call, they would make up new stories, new diseases. Somebody just got sick. Somebody, just got run over. Somebody, something would always happen. And it became a habit for them to do that. That it got to a point. Um, it got to the point where, como que she was tired of it, and it became a burden to her that she would feel bad every time she would call because something would always happen. And he got it to the point where she was like, you know what, I'm done. And she stopped literally sending money. She stopped calling. She stopped all this because it just became too toxic. Like como que why should I even call them? ¿Para qué les hablo? They're just gonna tell me negative stuff. And I feel sometimes, especially when we migrate to this country and we leave family behind, you want to call them, you want to like.
Might not even know that I exist, yo creo.
Pues ya ves que pusieron like ejemplar.
Oh,
Let's talk about that. Okay, sorry. But the thing is like one of the things que me, like what I notice is que me da a veces coraje porque it's a tradition, como que you make it so normal to glorify and así como que mis papás. But I feel como que at the end of the day, a lot of parents, especially in the Hispanic community, como que they grow up with the entitlement de que
yo te di la vida.
yo te di la vida, you know.
Ok, ya te voy a respetar. No, nunca te voy a faltar respeto ni nada de eso. Pero hasta ahí, no, la vida se la debo.
Adiós. I've always said it, and that's something that I've learned que it's not como que our parents planned to have us.
Me, no.
In a lot of, not like in general.
Tú tampoco, ¿no?
Um,
No, like you,
maybe
you
they'll
talk.
try, you know, like maybe they'll try, but a lot of us, like when we come from struggles,
I don't think nobody planned to have kids.
nobody planned us to have us, right?
Yeah.
But God wanted us to be here. So to me, it doesn't mean como que they mentally prepare themselves to have me. They just happen to have sex at the right time, at the right moment, and I was born, right?
You were fighting since you were born.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, I fought through a bunch of sperms, you know, and made it, and here I am. But I feel como que, you know, that's what happened. Especially like I said, when we come from family with struggles.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. A lot of people now that I see her, Adela, she does say like her parents are like son bien como bien cariñosos con ella.
Mm-hmm.
But like como que always on her. And like we're not saying that all parents are the same, no. Pero you know, la mayoría de ellos. And I'm like, pues sí, no todos son iguales, pero sí. But I know.
When you hear things like that in your case, because I mean, I know you and me somehow we have like a similar como que, you know, maybe we don't have the same type of affection and love from our parents, right?
Yeah.
But do you feel like, damn, mom must be nice?
In a way, yeah.
It has happened to me. Like, especially when I see parents como que, like that, like last week that I went to meet with the clients from Garland. The beautiful connection that I saw between the guy and his dad.
Yeah.
Like the way they say hi to each other, como like the abrazo, beso en el cachete, and seeing them work together and wanting to do something better with their business. As I was talking to them, I mean, I kept it professional, you know, but in my mind, I was like, man, it must be nice, you know, to have that kind of connection, that type of affection. Because I mean, that's something that I wish I had with my parents. You know that? And I try so hard to have something like that, and I always try to do something better.
But here we go. They're the type of que siempre
me
debes, por mí tienes esto, por mí el otro.
Because I feel, okay, there's different dichos or different sayings que where they talk about.
I forgot there was some tea. Prefiero agua.
I can have sugar sandwich.
I know, pero prefiero agua.
But I feel como que there's so many sayings que se quedan en la casa, like it stays in the family, that becomes como rules, becomes laws in the family.
Yeah, like the one. Primero conociste madre que esposo o esposa, ¿no? I heard that a lot. I'm like, why you have to put it in that way? Why not like be supported y, you know, be nice to your daughter or son-in-law? Why you have to be like that?
But it's a subject que I can read.
But it's just for the mom, porque el papá casi no. They don't.
Well, that's the messed up thing.
Como que they push it away.
In the tradition, como que feels. And even my dad said it. I remember the last
time. Oh yeah, la
mamá
es primero. I'm like,
no.
No?
He said que raising the kids, it's the mom's job. Because they are busy going out there and working, making money to provide for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have nothing against that. I mean, I totally get it, right? But I think that just because you are working, just because you're providing for your family,
doesn't mean you're gonna step away.
That doesn't mean that you're gonna like como que I don't know nothing about my kids, you know.
I'm pretty sure the woman, you know, is in the house and everything, but it's thinking, oh, pues, ¿cómo le voy a hacer, you know, para manejar el dinero? That's a job because you have to be like mentally prepared.
I mean, if you really think about it, like when you look at that type of traditional household, the woman, it's like overworked.
Yeah.
Why? Because She's the one raising the kids, making sure everything is clean, cooking for everybody, making sure, o sea, that's like home base, ¿verdad? But on top of
Más las
that,
tareas. Más las miren de la escuela.
all of that.
O que ahora el niño hizo esto. Ahora que esto pasó. You know, you had to be in everything.
No, y hold on. On top of that, make sure that the bills are paid. Make sure that, like, everything.
And then on top of that, el hombre todavía quiere que ya, cuando se acabó el todo el día,
Ahora sí me sirves.
me sirves. It's like, no manches.
And I think that's like a very old, traditional way to think, como que it makes you realize, like, do I really want to give my spouse that type of life? Mm-hmm. I don't, it's messed up. Like, now that we're breaking it out like that, it sounds horrible.
Hasta una vez, no sé, yo siempre que no sé, pero it always takes in my mind. Creo que era un judge que te estaban separando y they were like, no, pues, yo no quiero que se quede nada porque todo es mío, ¿no? Decía el esposo. Y ella no hizo nada. And the judge was like, ¿qué?
What do you mean?
¿No hiciste nada? Dice, sí, es que, ya le dice al esposo, sí, mire, es que cuando nos casamos, los estaban estudiando. El doctor y ella no sé qué. Ella dejó su carrera pues para que él siguiera, ¿no? So, porque nomás podían pagar un estudio.
She made the sacrifice.
Ajá. So she stayed, los hijos, y pues ya no fue a tal cosa porque por los hijos. Y luego nació el segundo, no, pues es que no trabajé porque su daycare era muy caro. Y así se fue, ¿no? And then so cuando se divorciaron, he didn't want to give anything to her.
What the hell?
No, para ti él le decía, ok, ya, vamos a ver aquí como, y le dijo, es enfermera, es maestra, o sea, todo, y on top of that,
Housekeeping.
Ajá, dejó su carrera para que tú tuvieras lo tuyo.
Yeah.
So why you not leave her nothing?
That's a huge sacrifice because now, if you really think about that situation, the fucked up thing is that he made it. He got his career and everything.
And then he got a younger lady.
Now he wants to leave her after all the years that she put in. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised she didn't go crazy like the movie that we saw.
La Loca.
La Loca.
What was the name of the movie?
I forgot the name of the movie, but
I recently watched it again, right?
We should definitely. If somebody like kind of see, there's a movie of a woman that got married with the husband. She sold her house.
There were kids when they got married, like
but they were struggling really bad, and then he wanted to he invented some type of battery.
Yeah.
And.
Pero es que porque ella se gastó toda su herencia.
Yeah. But he made a huge investment, a huge sacrifice, and then they ended up splitting each other because it wasn't working anymore. And then a few years later, he makes it. He becomes like a billionaire.
Por una girl que él conocía.
Yeah, and then this lady went crazy, like como que heck no,
I waited all these years para que otra vez que me quite, and then lo mató, no a él.
A la señora también, a la otra.
No.
Yeah.
No. Creo que intentó matarlo a él, pero no logró.
Pero sí, something like that. But it was just like a crazy. If somebody knows what we're talking about, make sure you leave it on the comments because that's definitely a movie that I want to see again. But I'm surprised that she didn't do that. But if you really think about it, all of these scenarios starts building como que algo mentally.
Yeah.
And mentalmente, it affects you so bad when you grow up. Because then, unsubconsciously, you try to apply the same therapy things with your kids.
Mm-hmm.
And I've caught myself a couple of times because I would say como que no, I don't want to do that with my kids. And then sometimes como que I react to something and then I hit myself como que oh shit, that's something that my parents used to do to me. And it becomes a burden que you grow with, pero I mean, what are some of the things that you were telling me about the things como que era lo que te no que te molestaba or it gets annoying, I guess, when you call Mexico or when you even see your parents, because I know there's a lot going on como con las nueras y todo eso, right?
Oh yeah, Well, I always say que si tú no vas a tratar bien a una persona, no te van a tratar tampoco bien a ti.
Pues es que you
Seas,
people will treat you how you treat others.
sea lo que sea, like put everything aside and just be nice. And then people are gonna be nice to you. That's on the no other side, no that. Porque pues that's pretty much what it is. Pero yo con lo mío es like, como que no me gusta que todo es negro.
Like, give me an example.
Pues, que ahora tengo esto. Let's say, I'm losing my
Your side.
My side, and like, it's not my fault that you that way, because todo eso vino de algo mucho atrás.
You didn't take care of yourself.
Yeah. And then, pues my mom, que mis hermanos no le hablan, no dicen nada, o que tardan mucho en hablar. There's nothing I can do about that. Like, yo les puedo hablar y decirle, hey, no, habla con mi mamá, pero a ver, listen to me, pues no sé.
Y es que that's the thing, like we cannot, unfortunately I feel como que that start happening porque they become a victim of everything that goes around their lives, right? And they don't take a responsibility to what's going on. Unfortunately, within the traditions, within their parents, como que they get to a certain point in their lives donde were, I don't know if it has happened to you with your parents, but I noticed that when my parents were, I've never seen, for example, my dad taking responsibility of saying, like,
oh, see,
I messed up. My fault. I'm sorry. I'll fix it. No. Me growing up, as I started like getting into the mentality to being an entrepreneur, to learn that, especially when I started getting into like leadership subjects. One of the things that I say that as a leader, your responsibility is to take responsibility of all your actions. So when you're accepting that you messed up, that's a huge step.
Mm-hmm.
But growing up in a Hispanic household, I never saw that. It was always blame it to others.
Mm-hmm.
If even like a vicio, like something that they had like going on, they will blame it on our parents. Como que, oh, it's because this is my only escape. I do this because your mom stressed me out. Because everything that is going on. Like, why do you keep pointing fingers
when you know it's your fault?
When you know you're weak, you cannot say no to that. But you keep pointing fingers to everything happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So me growing up and seeing all of that, como que it gets you to the like, damn, bro, como que, pues I never heard you saying como que
it's mi culpa.
It's mi culpa. I fucked up. I'm here because of that. Even to what recently happened to us también. They find somebody else to blame because
it's not their fault.
It's not their fault. It's nothing que ellos hicieron. And unfortunately, even though everything that happened, it gets to the point that they try to get on my head mentally. I'm your mom. It doesn't matter what happened. We're still family, and we're supposed to do this. We're supposed to do that. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Even the Bible says that we're supposed to honor and respect our parents, ¿verdad?
But I think it goes both ways.
But I feel como que the honor and the respect is mutual.
Y más que ya somos adultos, no somos unos niños de que they have to teach us or tienen que hacerse responsable de uno. No, right now it's.
And if you really look at it,
you give me, I give you.
But if you really think about it, like right now, they don't have the same responsibilities we have. We have actually more responsibilities than what they have now.
Like when we were kids?
Yeah. When we were kids, we were the responsibility.
Yeah.
But now that we're adults,
and
we have our own kids, who are they responsible of?
No,
they're just responsible for themselves.
Yo digo, ahora es el respeto todo mutuo porque ya, somos adultos.
Yeah.
Y no pueden ellos como venir a decirnos.
Like what to do.
In a way, no irresponsable, no faltándole respeto, pero like, pues ya me mantengo solo, ya estoy solo, like, so now, estás a nivel mío, tú a nivel tuyo. Quiero respeto puede darte el mismo respeto.
And I feel como que, mira, today I saw another TikTok. There's the little girl. She was talking about how the, like, especially in the news with the politics and all that, they only talk about like how like the crimes has keep going up and things like that. Right?
The bad stuff.
All the bad stuff. Which one?
No.
Oh. They only talk about all the bad stuff, right? And then they also talk about like how this generation doesn't have respect for the elders.
No, they don't.
They don't have like como que common sense, como que you know like be.
Si está tirado, levántalo, no.
Yeah, like initiative, things like that. But I think one of the things is que, mira, have you heard that the saying that dicen que a drop can make a hole in the rock?
Yeah.
It can happen with the first drop, right? But it's the constant, the consistency that you have, the constant motion of the drop hitting the rock, and little by little it starts making the little bump, and little it goes, and it can actually perforate a hole. When you think about that, you can compare that with life. That anything can be possible as long as you're constant with it, right? But what's happening right now is that we are losing that connection of being constant with our values, with our integrity, with our values in general, you know. And we stopped connecting into that. Como que antes me acuerdo que era como like a constant repetition of like you know, saluda, no seas burro, you know, say hi. It sounds in English doesn't sounds really acá, ¿verdad? Pero es, ¿dormimos juntos o qué?
Mm-hmm.
You know, did we sleep together or what? Why you're not saying hi? Or when you go to a party or something, like hasta te dan el zape, like, hey, saluda. And now we grow old, like we're grown with our kids. And I noticed that our generation aren't doing that. Like they aren't pushing los values y todo eso, ¿verdad? So it's little by little making the generation like worse. So right now we're blaming, okay, this new generation son pendejos, you know. We are responsible to continue to push those values down, and you know, do the repetitive stuff.
Así como lo malo, you know, que hemos dicho de lo que traemos, también traemos cosas buenas que, you know, we can keep pushing them.
It's just about like filtering.
Mm-hmm.
Porque tampoco, I mean, you're not gonna keep pushing that.
That's what I'm saying.
Los malos costumbres o los malos esos de que como que convertirte en una carga para tus hijos. You know, you don't want to become a burden for your kids. Now, that's like in the mental mind, right?
Physical, you can do it too.
Now, if we go financially,
it's worse.
It's worse because I'm not saying not support your parents, not help them out, you know? But I feel personally, and you know, whoever wants to correct me, whatever, but there's a big difference about helping somebody from the heart and being forced to help somebody, right?
And it's not first, because sometimes, you know, like, estamos en un state que estamos tratando, ya sea comprando nuestra casa, you know, try to pay our debt, muchas cosas que al final, okay, you know, me quedó esto, te puedo ayudar con esto. Pero sometimes no se les hace enough.
Yeah, because I mean, they keep comparing. Oh, me at your age already had a house. Me at your age already had this.
Yeah, but it wasn't the same economy.
Yeah, I mean, houses back then were like $50.
No, actually they were like $8,000.
Yeah. No, I'm saying, you know, it's just.
No, pero en serio. Y era el mortgage como de $200.
$200 a month. And right now, if you look at it, like, it's not the same economy to where, like, I mean...
Es 100 veces más.
There is a video where they were talking about, like the big difference of how economically it was easier to become a homeowner, to pay off a car, and all this, to now, which is, like, literally, I think it was, like, 100 times difference, which makes it completely... And I feel bad even for my kids. I'm like, damn, if we're struggling right now...
How are you going to do it?
What are they going to do, like... future.
Don't have kids no more.
No. I mean, there's some people are even opting on that.
I know.
I have like my cousin. He even said he's like, I don't want to bring more kids to this world. So I don't know if it's excusa that también, but like he's not married. He's single, 32-year-old. You know, enjoying like he's a teacher. Pero ahí anda. He don't want to like bring kids to the world, and I respect that. I mean, I know you guys, see a baby, you guys melt for them, and y'all want, and y'all keep telling me.
We just take this baby stage.
Yeah. Pero I stopped at 2. I know I told you in the beginning I wanted 5 kids and bullshit, pero.
Ahorita te hubieras vuelto loco.
Oh yeah. No.
Te hubieras calvo ya.
Oh my god. De por sí ya mis entradas están más arriba. Like así de camera. But yeah. But like going back to the burdens of financially.
Sorry, guys.
I feel como que we should make it into a goal where worry about our finances, but stop thinking about like that one day your kids are gonna have your back.
I mean, que bueno.
If they can financially, heck yeah, pero that's something que no. Como el otro día I heard this.
You don't have to be expecting that.
Dave Ramsey. Mm-hmm. He and I think I shared it the other day, but he was talking about like somebody called and he was talking about like his fiance's parents wanted to loan them $100,000 so that they can buy a house.
Yeah, he was like, right? Nope.
And he told us like, no, don't do it.
Stay in the apartment.
Do not take the money from them. It might seem like a really nice thing that they want to do, but do not take it. Don't take money from them. Don't take money from your parents. Don't take money from like either side of the family. Because as soon as you do that, every little thing that you do, and you haven't paid them back, is gonna count against you.
And that way they're gonna feel that they own you.
It becomes a burden to you because, like you said, they're gonna think como que now I own you.
I have no control.
So it's like, hey, why are you taking all these trips?
Oh,
why are you doing
that to the house without permission?
It might see, if we already have to ask permission for everything that we try to do in our house, imagine having the in-laws on top of you, because you own the money because of the loan that they gave you. So he's like, don't ever borrow money from your parents or the in-laws. One of the things that he says, like, if you as a parent, like when you grow older and you want to give something to your kids, make sure that you have the money to gift them. Un regalo. Mm-hmm. Okay? Not a loan, not like luego me lo pagas. No. Gift them the money. Right? And that's how you're gonna be good. Like if it's a gift, take it. If it's a loan, don't take it.
There's a lot of companies going.
And if you think about it, it makes sense. Like looking at it in life, because like in our Hispanic community, not money, life in general, you own them, your life. Yeah. And everything that goes around in our lives, como que we try to make como que todo nos deben algo. For example, the friendship that I recently, distanced from.
Yeah.
They feel entitled to the point where, I introduced him to these people. He's making it because of me. Mm-hmm. We have to step out of that mentality where nobody owns shit. No. Nobody. If you're gonna do something for somebody, make sure you do it as a gift. That's it.
I mean, like, I can introduce you to somebody, but that doesn't mean si ese somebody le vas a caer bien o va a querer hacer negocios contigo.
At the end of the day, we build our own paths. So just by doing an introduction to somebody, that's enough. Okay, mm-hmm. That's good. But whatever happens after that, it's up to that person. Mm-hmm. The doors that are being opened, the path that you're building, it's up to that person. ¿Verdad? Y lo mismo with our lives. Our parents gave us life, but that doesn't mean we owe them the life. It was up to us to be where we are today. Mm-hmm. And like I said again, if you were born poor, that wasn't your fault. If you die poor, that's your fault because you had the opportunity to build yourself up until like you die. So all the years that you live, you made your own path. You don't owe anything to nobody, and nobody owns you shit. So when you
no digas, por mí, no.
And that's the messed up thing that the worst thing that we can ever do is like, oh, por mí tienes esto, and that's one of the things that even our parents tell us, like, por mí yo te di la vida y todo eso. I hate that. Even growing up, I grew up in a way where even you were like, what the hell? Like, why do you owe the money?
I was living this bitch.
Yeah, like I remember like you were even like wondering.
I'm like, why is she letting me know this?
But one thing I grew up, and that's why I have like trust issues sometimes when somebody wants to give me something. It's like, is it true? Like, do you really want to give me something? Because I grew up with, like, for example, I remember when they bought me my first car. It was a gift, right? A $5,000 car that they got from somebody and they gifted to me. But it wasn't a gift. I had to pay it back. Hey, you can pay it to me later. I thought they were kidding. Oh shit, no. They were building a list of debt that I had. And by the time I started being independent, by the time I started making my money, which I've always made my own money, right? Pero
que ya se veía.
Como que ya se veía que, okay, like ya se separó de la casa, he's getting his own place, he's gonna get married, he's engaged and all that. That's when those little things started coming back. And I don't know if it's like a bait that some parents do to kind of like keep your kids, you know? And that's the messed up thing, that it gets to the point where you have to let your kids go. You know, like así como like del nido, you know, like let him fly, let him be on your, like let him free. But we need to stop like trying to amarrarlos, trying to like tie them up with little things like that. Because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what my parents were trying to do with me. And it got to the point where you were like, how or why do you own the money? And I was like, oh, because when they bought my car, when they did this, when you did that, and you were like,
¿Eso no es mi culpa?
pero no, you were like, pero pues fueron regalos.
No, in a way, tampoco es mi culpa. Like, es como si ahorita mi hijo me viene y me dice, from 5 years, oh, ¿te acuerdas de unos días que fuimos a la tienda y te compré esto y te compré lo otro? Me dice, no chingues, no. It's like, no. Pues o le digo a la wife con la que se va a casar, oye, es que cuando, he asked me this, la wife va a decir, pues, okay.
I mean, it's like the day that he gets married, I'm gonna be like, hey, bro, you owe me $2,700.
Y la wife va a decir, ¿qué? Yo ni tengo el anillo.
And the reason why I say that, guys, is because, and I'm not trying to put my stepson under the bus with that, pero
kids, it's a story we always gonna tell.
Kids are kids, and they will do crazy things without even thinking about it. But how old was he?
He was in the 5th grade.
He was in 5th grade, so how old was that?
I don't know.
10, 11?
10.
Oh, 10. And he had a little crush on some girl, tried to impress her, and he thought it was a good idea to go on his mom's jewelry box. Saw a necklace, some earrings, and saw a ring. And that ring was the ring that I had gave to Yami when we got engaged. And it wasn't a big dream, not big diamonds, none of that. It was It was a $2,700 ring, and we just kept it safe. You know, it's like a pretty memory of us. And the way I found out, it was by
TikTok.
I was scrolling on TikTok, and all of a sudden, like that little girl comes out, and I was like, "Oh, that's the girl that Joe was like." And she was like showing off the ring and showing off the necklace and all that. And I was like, "Oh my god!"
And you're like, "Wait a minute!
I've seen that ring before." No, and you know what I noticed? The necklace and the earrings, because those were like you had them there.
Yeah, because
I was like,
I used to sell. I was selling that jewelry.
But then, like she said, look at what my boyfriend gave me, and I was like, hold on, let me see that ring. And then I go into jewelry box, try to look for it, and it wasn't there. But anyways, we could never get that ring back. Supposedly the little girl lost it.
No, supposedly that she, le dijo que se lo diera. The next day, según ella sí se lo dio, y luego me echó otra cataleta a ella de que se lo dejó ahí en el locker.
We don't know. Like up to this point, we still don't know what happened to that ring. And just and not. I'm not doing a burn it to my kid or anything. It's just como una burla. But every here and then I'm like, hey, you owe me $2,700. And I keep joking about it that I'm gonna tell him when he's wedding. Like that's gonna be like one of my speeches that I'm gonna give. Like, oh yeah, you know.
Remember yours?
Make sure you keep those engagement rings safe where he can get access to those.
But why was you gonna say the video?
What video? From the
yeah.
Nah. That's putting her on blast. I don't want to get into that. But anyways, so at the end of the day, when it comes to those burdens, it's up to us.
Let it go.
To let it go. I feel como the best advice that we can give anybody about burdens is like, first of all, nobody owes you shit.
You know about it. No, nobody.
And you don't.
Unless you ask, you borrow money and then you have to pay it.
Sí, tampoco no pienses que, like, pues sí, Julio, que no le debo a nadie.
No, tampoco.
No, but I mean, like, we don't have to feel guilty about owning anything to anybody. Our parents, siblings, family members, you know, even like talking about like the immigrants. A lot of times, family seeds burdens into the people that are helping to cross over here, and you know, and trying to help them. Yeah, like there's like I opened the doors of my house, you slept here because you didn't have nowhere to live, and this and that, and they start like throwing that out there, especially when you start doing good. Yeah. So you know, somebody comes, you help them out, and then like within a few months, they found their own place, they got a little car, they're moving up in life. And the fucked up thing that I think is like when those people start like echándole en cara, like hey, como que they see them doing good and it's like, hey, you know, what is he gonna give me? You know, I help him. He's supposed to give me something. He already paid rent from the time that he was there. Or if he didn't because you chose not to, we gotta think that people don't have the same heart. So when you do something for somebody, make sure that you do it from the heart. Because if then you start thinking about,
oh, si hago esto me va a dar esto.
No, you start como que, porque that doesn't happen in the beginning. Sometimes we do things con the corazón, ¿verdad? But then your inner fake starts popping out when the other person starts doing better. Yeah, like como que, oh damn, I help him and he's not helping me. I did all this for him and he's not doing that. It's like then you didn't really help that person from the heart. When you help somebody,
that sooner or later is going to return to you. Not with that same person, but with another one.
And that's the thing. A lot of people think que that same person, como que yo te doy, tú me das. No, like blessings were gonna come in different ways. Sometimes it's gonna be from the same person. Sometimes it's not. But we have to understand that when we do something from the heart, it's not gonna come back from the same person, and it's something that we shouldn't even expect anything from back. It's just something that you do. Yeah. Move on. The only one that watch you doing something nice is God. Yeah. Yeah. You know, like don't expect no. That's what I keep saying. Like, nobody owes you shit. We need to stop thinking about that because when you keep thinking about that, you're doing it with family members. You're doing it with friends, with you know, acquaintances, even with all these type of different people. What are you gonna do to your kids when they grow? and you're gonna be, you know, doing the.
Tell me like, es que she calls me like como omelette.
That's good. But anyways, I don't know, guys. That you know, that's all I guess I can say. It's just we need to stop thinking that anything or everything that we do is, just do it. And I'll tell you from experience, you will do things for people y todo y de repente they're gonna turn around.
Ya, te voy a pagar más. Como él dijo, pues ya diste tú todo, ya quédate con eso y se acabó. Simple as that. Sometimes it's simple. Es que a ti no te importa. No, sí me importa, pero... No,
It hurts.
No.
It hurts. You feel bad about it. You know, like you do something for somebody y es como que...
Hasta con tu propia familia, tus propios hijos, you know. ¿Ahora qué?
No, más puso la que no me...
Como, like, si un día mis hijos llegan a crecer, they don't like something, y like, they turn around y, ¿sabes qué, mamá? Y te ves. Ni modo,
Ni modo.
they have to go. Así como yo me fui y estamos hablando. Tú no. You gotta stay with me.
No,
Forever.
está amarrado.
Pero no, like, give it all y ya. Sin esperar nada.
The easiest way, what would you think, or what advice would you give them? What's the best way to free themselves from those burdens?
Es que a veces cuesta.
No, vale, puta, no es cualquier cosa.
Porque a veces estás viendo la casa de los suegros, o de los papás tuyos, o, you know, like, oh, es que tengo deudas y no me puedo... Hay muchas cosas, pero es mejor independientarse de todos lados para que tú te puedas...
It sucks saying it now porque, well, I mean, we're not in that stage.
I know.
But that's como una advice que vengo escuchando a Gary Vee diciendo. He always said that. But he gives that advice to, like, the youngsters.
Mm-hmm.
And this goes for everybody, guys. Do you want your parents to stop telling you, feeding you with burdens, feeding you with, like, different things como que tú me debes todo eso? Stop depending on them.
Mm-hmm.
If your parents are paying a bill for you, stop it. You do it. If your parents they loan you money, pay them back. Yeah. If you living with your parents, get out. Yeah. Like all of this, anything that you have, como dije mis papás, cuando tienes cola que te pisen, they can have, like, mentally they can damage you.
Mm-hmm.
Y when I mean tienes cola que te pisa, I mean, like, in English means como que when they're stepping on your tail.
Mm-hmm.
When you allow people to step on your tail, it's because you're allowing them. Why? Because you keep depending back on those people. Mm-hmm. But if you want them to stop telling you what to do, what time you have to get back home, what time, you know, like, all of this, or why you're not calling me, you know, be independent. Don't depend them, like, en nada. On everywhere. Make your own money. It's hard. You know, and sometimes it feels nice to have that support from
if whoever has them, que son unos papás así, like, oh, because yo la ayudo, like, sin esperar nada, qué chido.
Qué chingón.
Pero mucha gente no have them.
Y not much with our parents, and I'm sorry, because I don't mean to put all...
No, like, family members, parents, friends.
Porque también there's, like, siblings. Like, oh, I'm just trying to help out my sister, so I'm going to pay her electric bill. I'm going to pay her phone bill. I'm going to pay this. I'm going to pay that. Okay? So if you don't want that sibling to tell you how to run your life, how to do this, o que te anden, like, reclamando cosas, or that pretty much they owe you, hey, salte de ahí. Mm-hmm. You know, like, be independent. You're an adult, you know, especially if you're over 18 years old, you are a full-grown adult.
18, no.
Chingale.
Maybe 20 now. ¿Por qué tú estás tan pendejito?
No.
A lot of people, ahorita sí.
Well, this generation, then.
Pero, you know, we're talking to the older people here. Ya tienen 20, 25, 30, no chinguen. No casa de los papás. Like, no, let it go.
Ya salte, man.
It's gonna be hard, pero you can make it.
Man, shit. I have my cousin. He's 32. He's the same age as me. He still lives with my uncles y todo.
No, he said he's doing.
Now he's building on top of their house. And it's like, damn, bro. Like, pero I don't know. It's a situation right there. There's one situation, family things. But anyways, guys, I guess that's it for today.
Yeah.
You know, the best advice that we can give you is just become independent. Don't depend on anybody. That's one of the only ways that burdens are gonna get on you financially, mentally, and all that with your parents. Any little thing that you depend on, Even, and I'm gonna say this, before we go, going back to your parents for constant advice because you keep venting to them
Don't.
about your life, about your marriage, about everything that
Well,
goes on.
especially marriage.
That's also putting a burden on you because believe it or not, even an advice, they will try to make sure that you pay it back with other emotional stuff. Yeah. Like they feel entitled to owning part of your life because you keep telling them everything that happens in your life. Every little detail, every time you go back to your parents and tell them, this guy is not doing this or this guy is not doing that, da, 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 they feel entitled that they own your life because they are giving you advice.
And sometimes that's not even true.
And you know what's the fucked up thing? At the end of the day, okay, you pay them back. You pay them wrong because even after all the advice, you still went with that person, and they feel betrayed, and that's how they feel that they own you.
Yeah. Okay. I see
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, they don't understand that the reason why you're sticking with that person is because at the end of the day, that's the person that you're gonna end up with.
And sometimes uno puede estar equivocada la persona and he's just like talking y no piensa.
But if you think about that, the reason why it didn't work out because you keep telling them everything, you keep trying to get their advice, and that start getting in your life como que, no, mi mamá dijo que no me dejará. My dad told me not to be a dumbass and because I'm the man of the house and I'm supposed to do this, or I'm not gonna let any man control my life, this and that. No, it's a marriage. It's just between you two. So the only way that you're gonna stop those burdens, mentally, financially, physically, is by depending on anybody for anything. You do you. If you want to help somebody, help them. If you don't want to help them, don't even feel guilty because you can't help them. Sometimes people try to make you feel guilty because you can help them, either financially or something. But sometimes they don't understand. Each and every single one of us have our own fights.
Yeah.
We have our own world. We have our own things going on. So because somebody's saying, que esto, que lo otro, is like, no, like nobody will understand your problems. Nobody will understand anything that goes in your life.
Yeah, because nobody goes through the same things.
The only person that should understand what's going on in your life is your spouse. That's it. Not even our kids.
And if you're single, va a llegar.
And I feel even a little guilty about this because I remember today I even told Adam, because I told him, hey guys, you want me to buy something from the store? Some snacks.
Oh, that's why they had gummies.
Yeah, they had some stuff and all that, but I wanted to be cool about it. Yaelin only goes and she got a couple things.
Okay.
Adam went and got like 5 candies, like 5 different stuff. And I was like, no, hold on. So I took some things away. And then when we got to the car, I was like, hey, you gotta think about, like, what the heck? Why are you grabbing all this stuff? And I made him feel bad.
Oh.
But then he hit me. I was like, oh shit.
They used to tell me that.
They used to tell me that. Como que no sé, like, you have to think about it. No tenemos mucho dinero. Like, automatically made me reminded of how I was treated. Mm-hmm. So, me growing up, that's why I never had, like, como zapatos caros, or, like, branded shoes.
In this case, you can tell him, hey, vamos a la tienda, agarra uno o dos.
I made that mistake when I was saying that. I just say, hey, grab some snacks.
Es que dijo todo el día.
Exactly. So I don't dijo, pues ahorita es mi mierda. But then I feel bad. I was like, damn. And I talked to him. I was like, man, okay, I'm sorry. Well, my mistake for not telling you, but yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, man, it's good. Like, they're so sweet, Pero I was able to catch myself in that moment where I was like, damn, I sound like my parents now. Porque I literally grew up with that.
Y no, yeah, no está gastando lo tonto. Pero like comer todo eso.
I think you even heard one time when my dad got on my sister. Y que la estaba regañando frente a nosotros. Y I was like, es que every time we go to a restaurant,
te vas por lo más caro.
You try to order the most expensive things.
Y ni te lo acabas.
Y si te das cuenta, no sabes, like, como que cosas que se te van quedando. And I don't know. It fucks you up mentally in a different way. Como que we have to be careful with those issues.
You know what's my thing? Que like, de lo de mi niñez, yo no me acuerdo antes. I guess my mind is just like.
I honestly, I wish I had your memory.
Yeah.
Because I remember sometimes about the little details that you even get surprised sometimes.
I know. I don't remember when I was 3 or 4 years old. I didn't even know how I looked. That's the sad part. Pero no, like, yo no me acuerdo. Yo me acuerdo ya de mi vida que llegué aquí, la verdad. De México me acuerdo pedacitos, pero muy poco.
It's weird porque I grew up in the generations on the. I had to learn everybody's phone number by heart.
Me too. I didn't.
So it became part of like a memory process porque we had no phones, no nothing.
No, pero yo fui la última, baby. Fui la última. Me cuidaba siempre mis hermanos. Y, you know, like, me hicieron 1 o 2 fiestillas hace mucho. Me acuerdo de una, no sé si era 6 o 7 years old, que me hicieron de Barbie. Es la única fiesta que me acuerdo. Y luego, pues así, visitas a mis tías, así, pero no me acuerdo mucho.
I still think, and I don't care if they see this, but I still think it's fucked up that they don't have pictures of you when you were little.
Yeah.
Like, up to this date, I'm like...
The only one is that I show you que estoy con mi hermana y mis 2 primos.
That makes me prove que si fuiste un accident.
My mom has it.
Oh, shit.
Like...
Oh, see, that she didn't even know that she was pregnant. Yeah, I remember that.
Creo que la única fue Gracie. Porque the first one, she got pregnant. The second one, but she didn't know, pues salió, oh my god.
The next year,
yeah. Y luego ya para la tercera, del segundo y tercero, sí se cuidó. And then, ya, quiso tener a mi hermana.
Y de repente, chin.
And then she was like, oh, es una niña, ya, I'm gonna stop. But then, 4 years later, than me, I wasn't impressed at all. And it sucks que te lo digan. And you're like, no, pues sí, definitivamente. I wouldn't tell that to my kids. I would be like, no, mijo, you know, like, I know what I was doing, you know. Y salí embarazada. Pero no te dice, no te planeé. No sé así.
Yeah. Damn, that sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. But I know it's going to be a little bit different now that we're going to be going live on our page. Y you know, let's keep in touch. And you guys already know, you can go to letstalkmeamor.com. Submit any anonymous
Come on,
story.
we need a story.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
You know, if there's anything that you want to share, todo, y también, I'm going to get a couple of microphones, I think next week.
To start inviting people?
To start inviting people también.
Okay.
I want to have like guests over.
Make it more fun.
Sí. So I need 2 more cameras and... No, 1 more camera and 2 extra mics.
Okay.
Para tener esa, como que...
Más.
Ya, como que una cámara for un couple, una cámara para nosotros.
Okay.
Alright, guys. Thank you. Yeah, have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.
Let's talk me amors.